Peace, peace, peace. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. For those of you who don't know, it's your boy vicslanghope, and I got another video for y'all. And this video right here, it's about blooding and cripping in New York City. And this was inspired actually by your man's Mr. Licking on Booty and a Whole Lot of Vagina, Nate Almighty. You know what I mean? Because he made a video talking about like the hatred that Bloods have for Crips. It's really like only a jail thing, based on his experience and what he witnessed, right? And I think I have a whole nother spin on it. Like I have a whole different experience than he had, and he is partially right about in jail is heightened, right? Because I seen it myself, right? It's dudes that will be cool with Bloods. I mean, it will be Bloods that will be cool with Crips in the street, right? And when they go to jail, I said this in one of my other videos, and when they go to jail, somebody putting the pressure on them because somebody else is running the jail, right? Somebody got the building. It's a whole bunch of jail politics is always different than in the streets. So when you go to jail, sometimes you'll have a dude that you might not even know from a hole in the wall, but maybe he's the top ranking officer in the jail or in the prison, and he's telling you like, nah, you can't be cool with your mans, you know what I'm saying? Or he might even tell you to go clap your mans, or we gonna clap you. So they put the pressure on dudes to do stuff or move funny with their mans. Some guys that are stand-up dudes, they might tell you like, yo bro, you can't live here, like yo, just pack your stuff, you feel me, so nobody do nothing to you, you know, out of like respect, because they know you. And some dudes just move grimy. I got jumped in the street, but it don't always just happen in jail. It happens in the street too. You know what I'm saying? I got jumped in the street by dudes that I knew. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I used to say what up. We used to be chopping it up and all that. And I guess some ranking dude told him, like, dude, you know what I'm saying? Like, put the pressure on him. So, you know, and some dudes are not man themselves. You feel me? Like, but don't get me wrong. I made a video too where dude try to put me in the situations to turn my man's crip. So I get it, and that's just the negative shit that come with that lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? The way sometimes they force your hand to do some shit that you don't want to do. But anyway, yeah, my experience is totally different. Like, it was not no cool buddy stuff. Like even the Crips that I knew, like, it was lit, man. Like it was really back and forth between Crips and Bloods. Like before I was even Crip, when I was chilling with the Hondurans, right, and they was HMC rolling 30s, like. These, you know what I'm saying? Dudes was mobile Crips. Like, they moving throughout the Bronx, right? Like, they beefing with, like, dudes on 175th. Mind you, we used to be in Crotona. That whole area, it's like, it's Bloods over here, Bloods over there. It's just surrounded. And, like, they didn't have it wasn't like a stationary set. Like, you know what I'm saying? It was, you used to move around. So, as you move around the Bronx, you're bumping. It's so many Bloods, so you're bumping into them. So, it was lit. And sometimes, that's how it go. Like, something happens, somebody get shot, somebody get clapped, retaliation. It's like, that was just some constant shit. Some neighborhoods might have not really been on that blood and Crip stuff. And sometimes, see, the difference is over here in New York City, you can live in an apartment complex, right? You can live in a projects, and in those projects, you might have some people that are Crip and some people who are blood. And before, you know, they was cool. Before whatever happened, before people chose sides, they was cool. So sometimes they respect those ties, right? Other times they don't respect those ties. Other times, whoever controls the projects more, or whoever controls that block more, like if there's more Crips than Bloods and there's a struggle, like it's about we gonna be one or the other. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes it does be like that, but it's plenty of neighborhoods, because again, it's more Bloods than Crips, but so it's plenty of hoods that was going back and forth with Bloods. Like, you got like places like in Castle Hill, like Parkchester, right, where you had shotgun Crips, that way it was just going at it with Bloods, maybe from like Watson or from around. You know, Watson usually, I think they was usually beefing with Stratford. Like, but it's people know, man. Like, people that like, and another thing is, you don't start realizing shit till you join the gang. Once you join the gang, you start peeping certain shit. You start peeping how people, the lingo. You start peeping how people pose, how people do certain things, right? Like, Crips got this thing where, like, when they pose, they might have like their left leg out. Like, if you look at the way they take pictures or the way they do certain things, it's like you start noticing certain shit. And Crips was not really as scandalous as Bloods in New York City, you know. So a lot of times I didn't realize certain people was Crip till I turned Crip. Till I was Crip and I was walking around with a bunch of crates, and then you start seeing like, oh, what's cracking, like, you start realizing like, oh shit, this dude Crip. Like, you've been seeing him your whole life and you ain't know, you know. So sometimes you don't really know who's who. So. But yeah, it was definitely like, even 216, like 216 was like the one Crip block in the middle of a sea of like Bloods all over the place, right? So it's like, yeah, man, it was lit, man. Like, my cousin got cut just for being Crip. You know what I'm saying? Walking through Bronx River. You know like just for being Crip. I got jumped just for being Crip. Like, so it's many stories. Like, you got the hood like on 180, Monterey. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's like I'm over there 180 Monterey. Like, so it's plenty of people that could talk about. Like, nah, homie, like, it was lit with the Bloods. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's plenty of Crips I could talk about, right? The 280, right? Like, you got notable Cripsets that were known for, like, putting in that work on Bloods and going back and forth. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it definitely was going down. Was it going down like Cali, like LA? Not necessarily. Because, again, I feel like over there it's more like of this family thing or this, like I met this girl when I went out there to Cali. I actually went to Crenshaw and Slauson, and I was out there. I took a picture at the memorial, and I also was chopping it up with the locals. You know what I'm saying? So we just talking about dynamics and certain shit. I met this girl from Cali. She was from Watts. And her father was Grape Street. See, in New York City, somebody might say, "Oh, I'm Grape Street," right? Because your whole neighbor. It's not like in California. In California, you might be like, when somebody say, "Yo, I'm from Grape," like, oh, you know what I'm saying? That's how they jack they set, or that's how they spit their shit, right? They say, "I'm from Grape," or "I'm from 60s," "I'm from whatever," right? Like, wherever they from. "I'm from Inglewood," "I'm from whatever." It's different. In New York City, somebody might say, I'm Grape Street Crip, or they might say, "I'm insane, I spit they shit," or like, so is so the way that things are done is different, to an extent. Like, so it's not like this whole block or these whole blocks, these whole 10 block radius is belong to one set. And like the other, you know what I'm saying? It's not like that over here. Over here in that one block, you might have a mixture. Some people are cool, and they might have like Nate said, they might have a little clique, a little street clique. I remember back in the days, yeah, like I was kind of like the only Crip in my projects, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I was cool with some of the dudes I grew up with, and like we was cool. And you know what I'm saying? Like it was cool. I never tried to do nothing to them. I don't know if they tried to do anything to me, but they didn't do it. But some of my mans, when they used to come around, they used to have problems with the other dudes because they didn't grow up. My man's that's Crip, he didn't grow up with them, so he looking at them, they looking at him. So a lot of times you gotta, you know what I'm saying? It be stuff like that. Like a lot of times, even if you live on a block and let's say the block is Blood, they'll, you know what I'm saying? Like they kind of expect you, like, yo, don't be bringing your mans around here. You know what I'm saying? Because when you bring your mans around there, it just, it's just not a conducive. It creates that friction because they don't know your mans. And now you're not gonna watch your mans get jumped. Now you in a situation, and that kind of like happened with me when I was living in Gun Hill in the Jets. You feel me? Like it just created a situation for me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because I used to be trying to play mediator, but then at the end of the day, you gotta ride out with your set, and that's just what it is. And this is just the shit that this creates, right? Like it breaks up friendships, it breaks up family. And mind you, I had family that was Blood. You know what I'm saying? And I have family that was Crip. So, but that's just, at some point down the line, you gotta pick a side. That's just how it comes down. Like, you have to pick a line at some point. But some people just never left their block or never left their hood, so they ain't have to, like, really do certain shit. Like, at the end of the day, I was moving around. I was moving and grooving. You know what I'm saying? It's just like me going, so it's just, the politics is very different. Now, I want to get to a different thing, right? But yeah, I definitely just wanted to highlight that, like, depending on what neighborhood you talking about, what blocks, some neighborhoods, they was cool. They wasn't really banging like that on each other. But like other neighborhoods, yo, they was warring, man. Like it was going down between Bloods and Crips. It was going down. It's plenty of people that could talk about that shit. But anyway, and before somebody come in my comment section, because a lot of people love talking that, oh, y'all niggas not real Bloods, y'all niggas not real Crips, and blah, blah, blah. And like, a lot of times it be people who not even in the gang, who not even about nothing. They just in the internet, right? banging on Twitter, all caps, hard caps. But anyway, like my guy Sue Surf said. But anyway, the whole point is this. You gotta realize this. At the end of the day, because I had this conversation with Cali homegirl that live out here. And she tried to get into that whole shit like, oh, I don't know why y'all be copying California, like boom, boom, boom. And she was like, talking down on New York. So I'm like, yo, so I got on her ass. I was like, yo, you think people want to wear 42 waist shorts with 4X t-shirts and Chuck Taylors? I said, like, you really think like that's what you really think we want to look like that? You really think that's our swag? You really think that's what we want to do? And then she got mad, you feel me? She got mad when I said that. But I'm just like, yeah, you see how it feels? You trying to talk trash you know what I'm saying, about gangs, and we want to be like y'all. But I'm like, we don't want to dress like that. We don't. Y'all could have that. Y'all could have that. Y'all could have all that, the way y'all dress and all that stuff, and the drinking the cold 45s. But people don't like that, right? So it's like, stop talking shit, man. Because at the end of the day, people came over here from over there with that stuff. You know what I'm saying? We didn't, you know what I'm saying? We wasn't trying to, at the end of the day, there was gangs everywhere. Before Blood and Crips started in LA, there was already gangs and there was already street crews and stuff like that, right? That's why it spread like wildfire. Because these crews started joining the movement. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, yeah, man, people came over here and spread that shit. And people need to realize that. Nobody, I don't think Willie Williams or any other founders thought that Bloods and Crips will be something that's international today. I don't think anybody thought that. I don't think the founders of MS-13 thought that the shit would be an international gang today, right? That's just the shit that happens. You know, people start things, start movements. They don't know what's going to be the impact of it. They don't know how far it's going to go. People came to New York, brought that toxic shit over here, you know, and now that shit is all over the place. It's in Belize, it's in Honduras, it's in mad different countries. And at the end of the day, you shouldn't be trying to take pride in the legacy of genocide. Like, that shit is just like mad ignorant. When people come in the comment section and be like, oh, y'all want to be like us so bad. Like, it's like, yo, bro, you really trying to take, you know what I'm saying? You trying to take credit for y'all creating a legacy of genocide. That's really what you're trying to take credit for. That's really what makes you feel like, yeah, like no, you really hype that y'all started a legacy of genocide, a legacy of black men killing black men. You know what I'm saying? A legacy that is contributing to homicide being one of the leading causes of death amongst black men. Like, this is really what you bragging about. That shit is nothing to brag about. You know what I'm saying? That shit is nothing to brag about. Like, a lot of y'all want to sit here, like Willie Williams himself, he regretted this whole shit. He made about 9 or 10 books talking about this. Talking about black genocide. Talking about trying to prevent kids from joining gangs. Trying to like change, you know, creating peace protocols. Why y'all, every time y'all want to talk about, you know, some of these founders and the stuff that they had going on, y'all always want to talk about, especially when y'all talk, some people talk about Tukey. Y'all always want to talk about the Blue Rage days. Why we never talk about the Black Redemption? Why we never talk about when he was nominated 5 times for a Nobel Peace Prize because he was instituting gang truce protocols. When he was talking about, you know, telling people to stay away from it. When he's trying to motivate adolescents from joining, from flooding into the gangs. Why we don't talk about that part of his life? Why we don't talk about when he dropped this flag at 41? Which is 12 years before he was killed, right? Because he was killed at 53, I believe. He was executed, right? Why we don't talk about that? Why we don't talk about him dropping this flag and regretting it and all the things he said about the gang life? Why we don't talk about that? So anyway, before you come in my comment section to talk that crap, just think about it. Think about how ignorant you sound trying to feel proud about a legacy of genocide that continues to haunt our people and has spread globally. So I just wanted to share that perspective because I want to share that positive message at the end, because it's like, yo, at the end of the day, like, we be trying to sit here and compete over who's tougher than who, what blocks is tougher than who killed more black people than who. Like, that shit is all ignorant shit. Like, listen to the shit that we talk about. We really sit here and glorify, I cut more people than you, I shot more people than you, my block is killers, we killed 10 people this year. Like, that shit is mad ignorant. And I get it. I get it because at one point I was ignorant myself. And I ain't trying to like act like I'm better. I'm just saying, like, we sound stupid though. At some point you gotta sit the fuck down and you gotta be like, yo, I sound dumb as fuck. I really sound dumb as fuck. We really be competing with each other over who caused more pain and more trauma to who. Let's get our shit together, man. Let me know in the comment section what y'all think. Like, comment, subscribe, share if you like the content. Make sure you follow me on social media too. Peace.